Okay, I'm Rob Astwood, Chief Pilot with Air International. And as some of you may or may not know, most of our flights kind of originate out of Winnipeg or out of Thompson. We fly up to northern Manitoba and then mostly up to Churchill to the Arctic, the high Arctic. And I got my start with Air about 11 and a half years ago. I started at Air. But maybe I'll just back up to where when I was sitting, just where you guys are sitting. When I first started getting interested in being a pilot, like in high school and all that kind of stuff, I applied to the Air Force. And that process takes a few months. And back then, you didn't have to have a degree to be a pilot. You just had to go through their officer candidate school and all that kind of stuff. And went through that whole process, had a friend whose dad was really high up, and he helped me out with quite a bit of stuff, that is a reference. Went to the Air Crew Selection Center in Toronto, and didn't make it through there. So that was kind of an abrupt beginning. But I probably ended up working for the best because when that didn't work out, I started looking at flight schools around Canada and the United States. And I was mainly focused on the larger ones like Emeryville, there was one in Abbotsford, Mount Royal, looked at the Mount Royal College, and stuff like that. And then, I think I've heard of it, but someone in my family mentioned that the officer school in Grand Forks, which is just like 2.5 hours south of Winnipeg. So, took a drive down there and checked it out, and ended up enrolled at UND, and spent about three and a half years there. Stayed through the summers, just joining in classes, and just so learned such that. And then when I finished at UND, I came back to Winnipeg, but I had of course an FAA commercial pilot license, multi-integrated, and the rest of that. And I had converted over to Canadian, so I actually came right here to this building and did the commercial pilot, kind of an abbreviated pilot course here, and then went over to Perimeter and did my LGIFR. And while I was actually the day that I did my LGIFR check ride, I was sitting in the lounge upstairs in Perimeter, and the owner of an airline from up north was in there visiting. And back then they used to do VFR pilot proficiency checks. So even though I worked for an airline, he would renew his instrument rating at Perimeter every year or 2 years or whatever back then. And I got talking to him, didn't think anything of it. And about 3 months later, he called up Bill's instrument and wanted to know my name and phone number. And he called me up at home at like 6 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night, just totally out of the blue. I'd been working in my dad's office, and offered me a job right on the spot. And I started out as a first officer on the 414, did that for about 6 months, and then they checked me out on a Cessna 206, and through that a little bit. Did kind of upgrade the captain on the 414, and through that for a couple, maybe a year and a half. And in the meantime, moved over to Cosmic Narrows, which is another reserve. Spent about a year there. And that was really interesting because we lived in basically a log cabin that had no heat. So we just had like a hot belly stove we used to heat with wood. And I swore that I was doing the last winter there. So I started looking for another job in Thompson, Manitoba, which was fairly close, kind of up in the middle of northern Manitoba. And I actually got offered a job at Skyward by Travis Pro. And ended up not working for Skyward for whatever reason, but ended up talking to a company called Aviation that had MU2s in Thompson that they were doing medevac. And then got a job with them as a first officer on MU2. Did that for about 6 months. And Trevor came to replace me. The previous company I was working for, that company, I never mentioned the name, was called PMA, or it's short for Pilot Rob pilots were seniority, so when we hire pilots, they basically start at kind of the lowest position or whatever happens to be open that's not filled internally. And usually that ends up being, well, it could be anything, but sometimes it ends up being caravan position officer or first officer on the SAW or on the Hawker and Thompson. Quite often Thompson spots need to be filled first because guys get kind of consider Thompson after 5 years and what they've done. So it's usually kind of a sub. And usually by the time the pilots have a couple years of experience as a first officer, they can upgrade to captain if they're seniority promoted. And then usually by then they're just about ready to go to air panic rescue. So either they're gonna, that's when they either make their move or they're gonna go, or they end up once they've been at Common Air like me for about 10 years, they're gonna kind of stop. Once you get into like the lifestyle that we have here, that it's pretty hard to pick up to anything else. Like the guys that are online have probably one of the best schedules in all of Canada. Like it's pretty comparable to like the WestJet or the it's highly structured scheduling. The schedule comes out well in advance and it doesn't typically change very much. You have lots of days off. Flying pretty decent equipment, Eagles equipment airplanes, FMS, stuff like that. So they're making pretty good money. Their last contract that we had with pilots, the Airline Pilots Association said it was the first $100,000 contract in North America. So in the life of this contract, some of the pilots will make $100,000 a year. So it ends up, once the guys have been there for 10 years, they're making that kind of money. They're not going to quit and go to Air Canada or WestJet and make 30, 40, or 50, or even 60. And usually, like me, by the time they've been with there for 10 years, they've got kids, they've got wives, and they're not interested in moving like that. So usually the guys that are single soft captains, that's kind of a classic one. A single guy who's a soft captain, he's going to go to Western Air Canada, guarantee it. So it kind of makes me happy